which rarely happens in history. Almost 70% of our population is below the age of 29. And to my mind, this is the biggest transition that is taking place across the world. That the population in India is getting younger and younger and will keep getting younger till 2042. Whereas the population across Europe, across America, across all different hemispheres will keep getting older and older and older. And therefore, it's a unique opportunity because rarely has a country not created wealth when it has such light dependency burdens. And I think the challenge really is to disrupt India in many, many ways. One of the things we in Niti Aayog are doing is to use the Atal Innovation Mission to disrupt India's education system in a very big way. We've copied the Anglo-Saxon system of education where you study and get into the next class, you study and get into the next class and keep studying all your life. So we've launched about close to 3,500 tinkering labs where we provide robots, we provide 3D printers, we provide Internet of Things and now artificial intelligence from class 6 onwards. And we've seen a huge spirit of innovation, and we make these tinkering labs across schools compete with each other in the spirit of innovation. We recently done this competition between one of the schools we supported in a slum, one of the public schools in Delhi, and one of the IIT students, some of the IIT students. And we were really amazed to learn that the students from the slum school actually were far more innovative than the students of IIT or the students from the public school. And this was simply because the students from the slum were finding solutions to the problems they were confronted with. Because India has all the challenges in the world. The Silicon Valley may be the most innovative place in the world, but it has no challenges. So it keeps doing useless things like innovating for driverless cars. Whereas in India, we have all the challenges of the world, how to improve learning outcomes, how to improve health outcomes, how to convert waste into energy, how do you provide water to the citizens of India. And therefore, if young Indians are able to find solutions to the problems of India, we are not finding a solution for the 1.3 billion people of India, but for the 7.5 billion people of the world, who are actually moving from poverty to middle class in the next 2 decades. And therefore, the market is really a very vast market of about 7.5 billion. And therefore, India has been able to create a very unique ecosystem of startups which has been driven in India. We have the second best ecosystem in the world today. And the government has done some incredible things for driving this startup movement. And we are seeing a massive amount of disruption. So one of the young girls, a girl called Pranshu Bhandari from Rajasthan, has taught in 1 year through an app called Hello English, over 9 million Indians how to speak English. She started with Japanese and Mandarin, but soon realized that the demand was for English. And teaching 9 million Indians in 1 year, no school or no college has been able to do this. Another girl called Aditi, who runs a startup called Imbibe and uses artificial intelligence, tracks every single student in one particular state of India, every single student based on learning outcomes. And she tracks students exactly like we track Uber vehicles, longitudinally and latitudinally, and provides extra dosage of education. And this has led to a huge improvement in learning outcomes. The young students, if you look at Tarun Mehta, who started Ather Energy just out of IIT Chennai, while in IIT Chennai, they invented Ather Energy, which has invented this S340 scooter, which has the potential to be the Tesla of the two-wheeler world. Or look at a young startup like Baiju, which in a period of 4.5 years has become a 5 billion empire where Mark Zuckerberg has invested his personal money in that company. And therefore, what India is seeing is a huge amount of disruption, not merely in e-commerce, but in areas of learning outcomes, health outcomes, providing seed and fertilizer to our farmers on a real-time basis, depending on weather and soil conditions. And to my mind, India has truly emerged as a very unique, innovative destination simply because the young people of India have an energy, vibrancy, and dynamism which is rarely seen across the world. And therefore, when I was speaking to the director, IIT of Mumbai, he said last year, out of the students who passed out, close to about 60% either joined a startup or did their own startup. And therefore, my view is that simply because of this tremendous energy of the young Indians, we will see a huge disruption across the world at price points which the world has never seen before. We will see a massive amount of innovation taking place. And much of that will be driven through the energy of a movement like YuWaah. And therefore, I compliment UNICEF on this very, very unique initiative. And we in Niti Aayog will coordinate and partner UNICEF in this very unique initiative to drive this energy towards very progressive ends and make India one of the most innovative places in the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.